because instead of using the standard pie crust, we're going to use the puff pastry. And I've got a pan here, which I just line. I don't have a quiche pan, so I just line this with foil so I could take it out when we're done. And I put a hole in it. Okay, we'll see if that does. Hopefully that won't leak through. Okay. We'll spray it so it'll easier to melt. All right, and in the puff pastry, these are fun to use. Comes in a package. They come in the frozen by the whipped topping. And was anybody in this class looking for polenta? Somebody, they said, was looking for polenta from the cooking class. And so I have to talk to them about it. Because the assistant managers are like, we don't know. Okay. It comes like this in one package, 2 sheets. And these are, you know, nice to make a little appetizer or desserts or whatever. We're just going to use 1 sheet. Comes folded up. I'll just gently pull it apart. Now you could make your own puff pastry, but who has time for that? All right, comes like this. We don't need to roll it out. We're just going to plop it in our pan. That's a culinary term, by the way, plop. I like to keep you up to date on all the latest things in the culinary world. Okay. We're just going to kind of press this in, sort of wherever. Because we're going to bake it a little bit. Whenever you kind of do a quiche like this, where we're putting in an egg mixture and some vegetable, you know, whatever that's not fully cooked, we want to make sure this is so it doesn't get too stuffy. Now, we want to trim that away because it's square. We're trying to fit a square piece into a round pan. If you don't, this kind of plops over. So we're just going to get rid of these pieces here. And we're going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes, and that'll give it kind of a chance just to partially cook. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, stick this in. And just a little butter. We've got 2 tablespoons of butter here. Okay, then we're going to put our onions. I just cut up a sweet onion. I kind of cut it all tonight because the onions, well, you can see I didn't cut them all. They're like that big. Whoa, too big. To that, we're going to add some spinach, and this is 1 package, 1 box of frozen spinach that I thawed and squeezed because you want it pretty dry. We don't want to add a lot of wetness into this. And to this, when we got our onions cooked, we're going to add a little bit of nutmeg. So we got this going on in here. Then we've got some eggs that we're going to kind of beat up a little bit in a bowl. While we're waiting for that, we'll stick these in and let them get kind of started here so I can hear them. I don't know why they chose 5 eggs. So this becomes our filling. Just gonna put it all in there. Just kind of break that up a little bit. And I always use a little bit of milk with this just to kind of break it up. And we're going to use cottage cheese with this, make it a little bit extra creamy, which is a cup of cottage cheese. That we're going to add half of this for the center, and then half of it we'll sprinkle on top. Make it really cheesy. A little salt and pepper with this. Okay, we don't want these to get too brown, so we're going to turn this off. Take it off the heat and put it in our spinach. I like to kind of, since the spinach, I squeezed it really dry, we have to break it up a little bit. Now, if you would like to use fresh spinach with this, that's good. Cook the spinach a little bit before, because it'll have a lot of moisture with it. I'm going to stir that up. Get all the pieces. And this is a good way to incorporate spinach into your family's diet, because a lot of times when it's in something, you really can't tell what it is. Which sometimes can be a good thing. Okay, so this is ready to go. We've got about 3 minutes on our puff pastry. All right, so all the elements of that are ready to go. Ooh, very puffy. Okay, that's perfect. Now what we're going to do, because it's going to kind of push down a little bit, you want it to just, come on. That's what I get for being in a hurry. Okay, we'll put this on. Like I said, just gives it a little bit different flavor for and texture than a regular pie crust that you would use on a regular quiche. All right, there's our onions and spinach and nutmeg. All right, then we're going to put our tomatoes. And the tomatoes were like, phew. I don't know what's going on. Usually in the summer we get that. Okay, we're going to push that down a little bit. And now just be careful when you pour this, because you really don't want it to pour over the back of the quiche, so it goes in between the puff pastry and the foil, otherwise it'll get stuck. And it will kind of go down. And slowly. We'll sprinkle the rest of our cheese on here. A little potato crust on it. Okay. And remember that when you do this, the pan is hot. So don't pick it up with your hands. We know this from experience. All right. Stick that back in the oven, and hopefully that'll be done by the time we need it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Here's our quiche. It's not quite set in the center. You can see it's still kind of jiggling if we shake it, which means it's not quite done. But you can see, now all we're going to do is, I'm going to stick it back in the oven, but all we're going to do is lift this out when we're done, and you've got a really nice, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if I can lift it out and then put it back. Some days I like to live dangerously. Okay. So you can see, because this is pretty well set on the edge, how pretty that's going to look. Okay. We see? Everybody see? Okay. Now, yay! Okay, now I'm going to stick this back because I already cut yours up.